Hey guys.
Woo!
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 So my grandmother also butchers words, and when Michael Jackson died, she kept saying, when they found him, they said he was emancipated. He was emancipated. And I'm like, well, yeah, they all were. I mean, with Michael Jackson, it is kind of ambiguous, right? But I think you mean emaciated. You stingy bitch. There's a whole bunch of other shit that I'll tell you about in later comedy sets that goes with that. No, I love Michael. Anyway, I am kind of forgetful. Is anybody else in the room kind of forgetful, kind of spacey? Yeah. Yeah. I would lose my car keys, you know, I'd lose my cell phone. I would lose my virginity if it wasn't attached to my hymen. One time I lost my virginity and it sucked. I was running late for work and I was looking through the cushions of the couch. I never found it.
Oh.
I know. It sucked. I put up posters around the neighborhood. Missing. Put my phone number. I just put like a Georgia O'Keeffe flower, you know. It was lovely. That's what I looked like before. Now I have 2 kids. You will understand. How many other folks in the room are parents? Okay, thank God. Because you don't know how many times I tell jokes and I'm like, let me tell you a little something about parenting, and everyone in the room is like, yeah, we didn't want to do that. I'm like, you fucking son of a bitches. Because now, not only do you not find this funny, but I'm the only one that has to suffer all of the consequences of this choice. But anyway, I have 2 children, and I do love them. I love them very much. I thought really, really hard about what I was going to name my kids. I did a lot of internet research, and I came across a name when I was investigating names for my first son. It was Tumu, T-U-M-U. It's of Kenyan origin. It literally translates into deer considering eating wild onions in the woods. Just thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's make a word for that. But the thing is, I figured out the utility of that because I named my first son I named Dante. Great name. My second son I named Elliot, which literally translates in the Old English as I'm not fucking considering having another kid. So it makes sense. But anyway, I do love it. Here's the thing. I actually have my kids are at the babysitter or with the babysitter tonight, and he came over stoned as shit. Does that make me a bad mom?
They don't watch cartoons.
I figured they'd have a lot of fun. Oh my God. He'll play with them. I would do that. Just like, no, I'm exhausted. Please go to your room and play with the 100,000 fucking toys I bought you. But anyway, I do love my kids, and they have a lot of quirks. My youngest son, Elliot, is 3, and he's in this stage where he just wants to exert his independence. And so right now, the big thing is everything is like a challenge to his independence. For example, I was driving him to school the other day, and I'm like, honey, he's in preschool. I'm like, honey, do they feed you breakfast? And he's like, no, I feed myself. You son of a bitch, I need to give you the food to put, and the bitch is me. Do they give you the food to put in your fucking face? But anyway, and my youngest, or my oldest son rather, he's really, I actually kind of appreciate this, as much as I don't at times. I appreciate his strategic and kind of, you know, he's always trying to get what he wants out of a situation. And on the last day of his summer program, it was Ramadan. Is anyone familiar with the Muslim religion? Thank you! Thank you! I'm nothing. I'm not Muslim. But anyway, I'm nothing. But anyhow, so because of Ramadan, one of the kids in the class couldn't eat. So for lunch, instead of eating pizza, he got to play video games. And my son's like, oh, I'm Muslim too. So I get to play video games, right? And I'm like, well, you can't really just decide to be Muslim for the sake of playing video. Like, that's not something you can pick for a day. I'm like, hey, I got a deal for you. If you're Jewish, I'll let you have the Super Mario Brothers game. He's like, oh, I'm Jewish, and I ran up and circumcised him. So anyhow, now that I've had these two kids, everything's a little stretched out. And as time has gone on, well, you know, I mean, it happens. It wears you out. I remember with the first one, all of a sudden it started holding water from the bath. It's disgusting. And then, you know, weeps. But, it's fucking revolting. Anyway, after the second, my labia just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I have 4-foot labia. Now, you guys can't tell, I pin it up, right? But at home, I just kind of let that shit lay out, you know? And like I walk around, I drag it across the carpet, because, you know, I got clean carpet, because I've got 2 kids, right? But there's actually, believe it or not, there's actually utility to having 4-foot labia. If you're in an alley, dark alley, say there's a predator coming at you, you can whip those bad boys out. You can nunchuck them, slam them in the face, right? I can throw those bitches in the passenger seat and get you right in the carpool lane. You know? The shitty thing is that the state of Ohio requires me by law to keep them in a car seat until they're 8 or 80 pounds. Suckers. I think I can put the seatbelt over them and they'd be perfectly fine. You know? But you know, even with the 4-foot labia, I have a question for you guys. I have a question. Fisting. Fisting, yeah, it hurts. Does anyone have an opinion either way?
Completely appropriate.
Fisting. No. Fisting. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wrap my mind or my labia around it. Thank you very much.
Eric Carson, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like fisting is one of those things that came from Germany. Just like all evil sexual acts came from Germany.